When XP Power describe their business, they say they help to power the world's critical systems. How do they do that? Well, they sell and deal with their clients in power converters. So Duncan Penny, CEO of XP Power, what is a power converter? How does it work?
Okay, so here's an example of what we call a power converter. So you won't ever see this. This will be embedded into the customer's end equipment, and the electricity that comes out of the wall socket is relatively high voltage, AC going plus minus, and that's not suitable to power any piece of electronic equipment because it's full of semiconductors and things that need stable low voltage DC current. So the high voltage mains comes in this side, and out through this side you get a single or a number of stable voltage DC signals to power the customer's equipment.
Now, obviously, continuity of supply very important, but in some of the applications, safety is extremely important as well.
Good point. The mains voltage is potentially lethal. If you put your fingers on this side of the device, you could potentially kill yourself. On this side, it has to be safe. So the other very important factor that the power supply does is that it actually shields the user of the end equipment from the potentially lethal mains voltage. So it's a safety critical part in any system. And also the power converter does another important function as well. It stops electrical noise from the mains getting into the customer's equipment and interfering with it. It could be very sensitive to electrical noise, for instance, ultrasound or a communications device. And there's also legislation to prevent a customer's equipment, if that's producing electrical noise, putting noise back through the mains to interfere with other pieces of equipment. So the power supply has to act as a filter in both directions as well.
I'm sure you won't mind me saying that power converters aren't new and they're not really seen in their basic form as leading edge technologies. So how are you making a market out of them, and why are your clients coming to you for them?
Yeah, I mean, all electronic equipment is getting smaller, faster, cheaper, and there's a requirement for the power supply to do that, to get smaller. We do that by new novel components and new electrical circuits and things like that. But also there's a lot of complications in terms of communication as well. So often the power supply has to communicate in a particular way with the customer's end equipment. The customer may want to send a signal to the power supply to shut down on a particular fault condition. And also the equipment may require signals from the power converter to say that the AC is okay, the DC out's okay, the voltage is in with regulation, or that the temperatures of the components are actually in the prescribed operating range as well. So you quickly see there's a very broad permutation and combination of all the different requirements that different customers might require.
Okay, Duncan Penny, thank you very much for explaining that to us, and there's plenty of information about investment and also the profile of the company and their clients on the other videos on this website.